Hello. A lot of us have always wondered why you grow your nails so long. Many years ago, after I was finished teaching and before I enlisted in the Presidio, I worked on an assembly line in a warehouse on the conveyor belt, and as anyone who's ever done that kind of work can testify, your job performance in a place like that depends upon a box cutter. A little razor blade in the metal sheath. And as anyone who's done that kind of work can likewise attest, no sooner do you use one of those to open up a box, you set it down, when someone comes along and filches it, and then you're screwed. You can't open up anything. And that happened to me so many times that what I ended up doing was using my nails to tear into the boxes that way, to rip into the plastic. I could open up anything in that entire warehouse in a matter of seconds, just with my fingernails. I ended up being the fastest employee in the joint. And the thing of it is, with that hyper acceleration, with that manual dexterity literally at my fingertips, all these years later I just got accustomed to having it right there ready to go. That's it. That's the reason. Nothing really all that dramatic, nothing really all that glamorous. What do you think? Believe it or not, I've been waiting for that. I've been hoping that would happen. You see, if this was a formal editorial, I would have to stop everything. I would have to shut everything down and deal with whatever idiot that this is. But since this is casual, conversational, informal, there's no interruption. It doesn't matter. I could have a 3-hour chat on your time if I felt like it. Let's hope it wasn't important. What do you think of self-checkouts in the store? I hated those at first because I believed, correctly so, that they were going to put a lot of folks out of work. And then I was at a crossroads where I needed to be across town at a specific time. I was in a tremendous hurry, and I was right there. And because I've used those with some of your baby punk cousins, and I know how they work, I figured, the hell with it, I better use the damn thing so I could be on my way. Rang up the groceries, and I was out the door. And in doing so, this revelation took place. In that moment, in that transaction, every hateful, hostile, belligerent clerk, cashier, store proprietor that I've ever had to deal with in your rotten city ceased to be a part of the equation. They just evaporated. Didn't have to deal with them at all. I've been using those Star Trek checkouts ever since. But here's the kicker. Because there always is one. As you well know, they've started to discontinue those. They are dismantling those right now in the stores, even as we speak. Yeah, that's I finally break down and start using them, and all of a sudden they start to discontinue. It's very convincing, yeah. What is your favorite fast food restaurant? I do not have a favorite fast food restaurant. I used to love McDonald's. Let's see if lightning strikes me for saying that. But nowadays, if I actually go into a fast food restaurant with the idea of getting something quick and easy and flavorful, I look up at that menu and I'm reminded for the 1,000th time that 39 cents, 59 cents, 69 cents, that doesn't exist anymore. Hasn't for decades. And everything is so damn expensive that I become discouraged and my train of gaze lowers until it's level with the design of the restaurant. And as you know, you can see past that front counter and the cash registers into the kitchen itself. And I see all of the employees, some very young, some very old, racing around, desperately struggling in that sweatshop of a pressure cooker to fill all of those orders as quickly as they can. And I stare at that, and I can't bring myself to patronize that kind of a business. And I turn around and I walk out the door. What is your favorite movie? You know the beautiful thing about a question like this, because we've all been asked, what is your favorite movie? And like me, you probably stood there saying, oh, well, geez, I'll have to think about that. There's so many to choose from. Geez, wow, what's my favorite movie? And it always harkens back to a singular encounter that I had many years ago with one of your much older Thrasher cousins we used to go to the Burnside Skate Park at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning because there was hardly anybody there at that hour to get in your way as you're trying to practice all of your skating maneuvers. And what he wanted to do is he wanted to keep being able to drop in from that highest perch while he was still able to work up the nerve. So while he was practicing that, I would be on the sidelines drinking a beer, talking to the kids who were there. And one night, this one kid walks up to me and he asks me this question: "What's your favorite movie?" And I did what we always do. Oh, geez, I'm going to have to think about that. There's so many to choose from. What's my favorite movie? Oh, my. And he looks at me, not unfriendly, not mean. He wasn't rude about it. He just kind of meets my gaze and he says, "No, no, no, no. You don't have to do that. You don't have to think about it. You already know. Just, what's your favorite movie?" And when he said that, it's like something clicked. And I met his gaze and I said, it's a toss-up. Either Mel Brooks's The Producers or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Boom. There it was. It was an amazing experience. He just leveled right to the point. And he's right. He was completely right. It is an easy question. Yeah. Never forgot that. What's your favorite movie?